The search team for my 6-year-old son was called off. He's gone, the sheriff said. My wife blamed me and walked out. I went back into the woods one last time and found his favorite toy truck. As I lifted it, a small folded note slipped out of the driver's seat. What happens when the unbreakable man, the one who built everything from nothing, suddenly loses the one thing he can't control? My son vanished. Poof. Gone. But that was just the beginning. Imagine finding out that the people you trusted most, the ones you loved, were actually the orchestrators of your worst nightmare. It shattered everything I thought I knew about family, loyalty, and even myself. I'm Leon Bell, 38 years old. And for most of my life, I prided myself on controlling my environment. I built a successful construction company from absolutely nothing, turning forgotten, abandoned lots in Pine Ridge into these beautiful, luxury developments. My hands are calloused, my eyes a steel gray. They tell the story of a man who clawed his way up from poverty, never forgetting the gnawing hunger I felt as a child. But all that control? All that pride? It meant precisely nothing the day my 6-year-old son, Kenny, vanished without a trace. It was a Tuesday morning. Kenny was just playing in the backyard of our sprawling ranch home, just like any other day. Dixie, my wife of 8 years, claimed she'd stepped inside for barely 5 minutes to answer a phone call. When she came back out, Kenny was gone. No signs of struggle. No witnesses. Nothing. Just his abandoned sandbox toys, sparkling under the morning sun, and a garden gate that someone, had left wide open. My first instinct? To tear that town apart, board by board, brick by brick, until I found my boy. I organized search parties that combed every inch of those dense woods surrounding Pine Ridge. I hired private investigators, spent thousands, offered a $50,000 reward. For 3 agonizing weeks, I barely slept, calling Kenny's name until my voice cracked and bled. But the local sheriff, a lazy, good-for-nothing named Douglas Clay, seemed more interested in his coffee breaks than finding a missing child. These things happen, Leon, Clay had said, with an infuriating, almost sickening calm. Kids wander off. Sometimes they come back on their own. But I knew Kenny. My son wasn't the type to wander. He was cautious, almost anxious by nature, a trait I recognized, inherited from my own childhood, spent dodging my alcoholic father's fists. Kenny wouldn't have left that yard willingly. He just wouldn't. As days stretched into weeks, I started noticing changes in my wife. Changes that made my gut turn with a cold, growing suspicion. Dixie, normally frantic about the smallest scrape on Kenny's knee, seemed oddly composed about his disappearance. She'd spend hours on mysterious phone calls, speaking in hushed tones, then hanging up quickly the second I walked into the room. "Who was that?" I'd ask, trying to keep my voice light. "Just my sister, Claire," Dixie would reply, too quickly. But I'd called Claire myself. She hadn't spoken to Dixie in weeks. The lies piled up like bricks in a wall between us. The breaking point came like a punch to the full story on the channel. Link below. Click now and watch what happened next.